California, often referred to as the Golden State, stands as a testament to the power of innovation, culture, and natural beauty. With a population of nearly 40 million people as of 2025, it remains the most populous state in the United States and boasts the largest economy in the nation. The state has long been a beacon of opportunity, drawing individuals from around the world for its dynamic job market, progressive values, and enviable climate. From the tech giants of Silicon Valley to the sun-kissed beaches of Los Angeles, California is an unparalleled global leader, shaping everything from entertainment and technology to the economy and politics. However, beneath the glossy surface of prosperity lies a harsh and growing reality. The very state that fuels the global economy, fosters groundbreaking technological innovations, and defines popular culture is also home to one of the most severe homelessness crises in the country. Despite its vast wealth, California's homelessness population continues to surge, with over 172,000 individuals currently living without stable housing as of November 2025, representing roughly 300% of the nation's total homeless population. This is a staggering number, especially when juxtaposed with the state's economic might and cultural cachet.
Yes, we do have homeless in LA. We have homeless in San Diego. And yes, everybody comes here because the temperature is decent and they treat the homeless. I mean, it's difficult. It's a problem because the rents are so expensive and then people can't pay and then they lose their place to live and then their whole life kind of starts falling down the drain.
In California, the divide between its gilded image and the grim reality of homelessness is impossible to ignore. The state's economic power, where its GDP ranks as the 5th largest in the world, has not translated into affordable housing or sustainable solutions for those who have fallen through the cracks. The staggering cost of living, soaring housing prices, and a lack of accessible mental health services have contributed to a cycle of displacement that continues to deepen. With the economic boom in tech hubs like Silicon Valley and entertainment capitals like Los Angeles, the state's wealth only seems to amplify the gap between the affluent and those struggling to survive on the streets. The situation is not just a matter of numbers. It's a reflection of deeper, systemic issues that threaten to erode the progress California has made in other areas. Cities that should be symbols of success, San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, are struggling to provide for their most vulnerable residents. These urban centers, despite their wealth and prestige, are home to sprawling encampments, overcrowded shelters, and a growing sense of desperation. In stark contrast to their thriving economies, these cities reveal a darker side of the California dream, where millions of residents live on the edge of survival. This article will delve into the multifaceted issue of homelessness in California, examining how the state's economic prowess coexists with a crisis that continues to worsen year after year. Through an exploration of cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and San Jose, we'll uncover the harsh realities that many residents face, exploring the factors contributing to the crisis, the failed policies that have perpetuated it, and the innovative solutions being explored to bring about meaningful change. California's economy is a behemoth, dominating key industries from entertainment and technology to agriculture and tourism. As the birthplace of Silicon Valley, the state is home to some of the wealthiest companies in the world, including Apple, Google, and Tesla. California's entertainment industry, centered in Hollywood, generates billions of dollars annually and draws millions of tourists, further fueling the state's economic engine. The state is also a leader in agriculture, producing nearly 25% of the nation's food, and is a driving force in the green energy sector, with its commitment to reducing greenhouse gas emissions and embracing renewable energy technologies. In fact, California's GDP in 2025 is expected to exceed $3.7 trillion, making it not only the most significant economic player in the U.S., but also a powerhouse on the global stage. The state is home to a highly diverse and skilled workforce, contributing to its continued economic growth. Yet, despite this prosperity, the cost of living in California remains one of the highest in the nation, with housing prices continuing to rise at an alarming rate. The median home price in the state reached $800,000 in 2025, a figure far out of reach for many residents, particularly low-income individuals and families. The state's economic success has not been enough to solve the basic needs of many Californians, particularly those who are homeless. While Silicon Valley continues to churn out enormous profits and Los Angeles maintains its position as the center of global entertainment, an estimated 60% of the homeless population in the state are unsheltered, meaning they live on the streets, in encampments, or in vehicles. And the lack of affordable housing and social safety nets for its most vulnerable residents. As of 2025, California's homelessness population has increased by 20% over the past 5 years. The number of unsheltered individuals has reached a troubling high, with Los Angeles County alone accounting for over 66,000 of the state's homeless. This crisis is not isolated to urban centers. Smaller cities and suburban areas are also grappling with rising numbers of homeless residents. The crisis is further exacerbated by the rising costs of housing, which have left many without viable options. California's housing affordability crisis has become so dire that in some areas, such as the Bay Area and Los Angeles, the median rent for a one-bedroom apartment is over $2,500 per month. The rapid increase in homelessness is linked to several factors. Economic inequality in California has widened dramatically in recent decades. The tech boom has created enormous wealth, but it has also driven up living costs, particularly in areas like San Francisco, where housing prices have escalated far beyond the reach of low-income residents. In addition, mental health and addiction issues remain unaddressed for many individuals who end up homeless, further compounding the crisis. Without adequate support systems, including affordable housing, mental health services, and addiction treatment, many of California's most vulnerable residents have nowhere to turn. As we dive into the complex issue of homelessness in California, we invite you to engage with us on this important topic. Please take a moment to like this post, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more in-depth analysis and updates. Your support helps us continue bringing crucial conversations to the forefront. Among the cities most affected by the homelessness crisis is Los Angeles, where the issue has reached unprecedented levels. Skid Row, a neighborhood in downtown LA, has become emblematic of the city's failure to address homelessness effectively. Thousands of individuals live in makeshift shelters along the streets, often in squalid conditions with little access to sanitation, food, or medical care. In 2025, Los Angeles continues to grapple with the reality of its homelessness epidemic, with no clear path forward to alleviate the suffering of its unhoused population. San Francisco, another city struggling with homelessness, has seen its homeless population swell in recent years, despite the city's wealth and technological advancements. In addition to the high cost of living, the city's limited housing supply and the lack of adequate services for those in need have contributed to the growing crisis. As of November 2025, San Francisco is home to over 8,000 homeless individuals, many of whom live in tents or encampments scattered across the city. The city's progressive policies have been unsuccessful in curbing the crisis, and many residents remain trapped in a cycle of poverty and displacement. In Silicon Valley, the region that represents California's technological and economic prowess, the homelessness crisis is equally severe. Cities like San Jose and Mountain View, home to the headquarters of some of the world's most powerful tech companies, also contend with high levels of homelessness. The wealth generated by these companies has not translated into affordable housing, and many residents, unable to keep up with soaring rents, find themselves living in their cars or on the streets. The response: efforts to address homelessness in California. Local governments and nonprofit organizations are working to address the homelessness crisis, but the solutions have been fragmented and insufficient. California has implemented several initiatives aimed at providing emergency shelter, but these efforts are often temporary and lack long-term support. One notable program is the Project Room Key initiative, which has provided thousands of hotel rooms for homeless individuals during the COVID-19 pandemic. However, these programs are not sustainable and fail to address the root causes of homelessness, such as affordable housing and mental health support. In response to the growing crisis, some cities have begun to explore more innovative solutions. Long Beach, for example, has created a program that partners with local motels to provide vouchers for temporary housing. Other cities, like San Francisco, have invested in tiny home villages and transitional housing units. While these efforts represent progress, they are often limited in scope and do not provide the comprehensive solutions needed to address the scale of the problem. To truly address California's homelessness crisis, policymakers will need to take bold and comprehensive action. This will require a concerted effort to increase the availability of affordable housing, provide mental health and addiction treatment services, and create a more inclusive economy that offers opportunities for all Californians. The state's economic prosperity can no longer be allowed to coexist with such widespread suffering. As California approaches its future, it must tackle homelessness head-on with the same innovative spirit that has defined its past. Whether through new housing models, improved social services, or more aggressive policies to combat inequality, the state has the opportunity to transform its crisis into an opportunity for systemic change. Only through a unified effort can California truly live up to its reputation as a land of opportunity for all. The solution is not just about providing shelter. It's about addressing the systemic causes of homelessness and ensuring that every Californian has the chance to thrive in a state that has, for so long, been a symbol of aspiration and progress. The stakes are high, but with concerted effort, there is hope for lasting change. The urgent need for systemic change. The urgent need for systemic change in addressing homelessness in California cannot be overstated. While temporary shelters and emergency responses provide short-term relief, they do little to tackle the underlying factors that perpetuate homelessness. The state's skyrocketing housing costs, which are out of reach for a significant portion of the population, are a primary driver of the crisis. In cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco, a lack of affordable housing has led to an increasing number of individuals living on the streets, in encampments, or in cars. Additionally, the state's housing policies have often failed to keep pace with the growing demand for affordable units. Coupled with this is the inadequate mental health care and addiction treatment services available to those most at risk, which leaves many without the necessary support to rebuild their lives. As a result, homelessness has become a cyclical issue, with many trapped in a cycle of poverty and displacement. To break this cycle, California must prioritize systemic solutions that not only address housing shortages, but also provide comprehensive mental health and social services. Investment in affordable housing development, rent control policies, and increased funding for social programs are critical to creating a sustainable solution. Furthermore, state and local governments need to collaborate more effectively, creating a coordinated strategy to support homeless individuals in transitioning from the streets to stable housing. Only through a concerted, long-term approach can the systemic causes of homelessness be dismantled, offering hope for a future where every Californian has the opportunity to thrive. The time for action is now, as the problem continues to deepen, impacting not only those who are homeless, but the state's overall social and economic stability. In conclusion, homelessness in California represents not just a crisis of housing, but a profound societal challenge that reflects deep economic and structural inequalities. Despite the state's global prominence as a cultural and economic powerhouse, the vast disparities in wealth, the soaring cost of living, and the insufficient support systems for mental health and addiction recovery have exacerbated this issue. While there have been some positive strides, such as the creation of new shelters and housing initiatives, these efforts remain piecemeal and insufficient to tackle the scale of the problem. The crisis is multifaceted, encompassing not only the shortage of affordable housing, but also the need for stronger social services, accessible healthcare, and more effective policies aimed at preventing homelessness before it occurs. The stories of cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and San Diego, where vast numbers of individuals struggled to survive on the streets, serve as a stark reminder of the systemic failures that have allowed homelessness to persist. For meaningful progress to be made, California must invest in long-term, holistic solutions that address both the symptoms and root causes of homelessness. This requires a collective commitment from all sectors of society, including government, private industry, and nonprofit organizations, to build a more equitable and supportive framework for those who are most vulnerable. Without systemic change, the problem will continue to grow, leaving more individuals and families without the dignity of a stable home. It is only through concerted and sustained efforts that California can hope to overcome its homelessness crisis and set an example for other states grappling with similar challenges. If you found this discussion on homelessness in California insightful, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more in-depth content on social issues, innovation, and the changes that can shape our future. Don't forget to like the video and share your thoughts in the comments below.